Welcome back to Tokusatsu, now with intro.
That's right.
Yeah, we're like when McDonald's had the now with all white meat chicken nuggets, we're all new with intro.
I love white meat intro, all white meat intro.
We're the brand new invention. My name is Scott. I've seen a little Tokusatsu.
And my name is Dominic, and I've seen a lot of Tokusatsu.
And we've both seen the most recent Tokusatsu.
Welcome back to another Tokusatsu podcast.
Tokusatsu episode 2. The imaginary fans who haven't listened to it yet demanded that we needed to record a second one. And here we are.
And here we are indeed. We will
How have you been?
How have we been?
We had a busy week.
It has been a busy week. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we had a concert. We had Monster Hunter.
Oh,
we had Kamen Rider Gavv.
Kamen Rider Gavv. And what an episode it was.
2 episodes.
2 episodes, you're right. We'll start one by one, though. We'll go ahead and pick up from 24.
Episode 24.
This is the episode right after we find out our boy Valen has gotten a new form. Good old Chocolate.
Yeah. It's not really a new form. He's got little like dark camouflage on the white chocolate now, I would say.
He is admittedly more powerful though.
It's true.
And I believe the episode picks up where Sachika is talking with our boy Shoma, and he is coming out to her about being granite.
Coming out yeah.
And
she's kind of like hype about it.
She is pretty hype about it. Honestly, as the human character in this group of misfits, she is extremely empathetic. She relates to a situation. And it's crazy how after his story, she focuses more on the fact that his family treated him like garbage rather than him being not a human.
I guess it speaks to just how, I don't know. I mean, she's kind of coming off like too nice. We did have that episode a while back with like that shitty painter who was like mean to her.
Yeah, and then she just kind of took it.
Yeah, she kind of took it, and well, she gave it back at the end, right? She called him out for being a dick,
right?
I think. I don't know. I'm interested. I feel like there might be a story to her background that we might get to see. I hope, because right now she's just kind of the really nice one,
right? That is true.
And I'd be interested to know like how, like why is she working at this weird filler job temp agency? Why does her house look like the fucking nightmare that it is?
I'm pretty sure she's just self-employed, right? Like she doesn't work for an agency. Like it's her agency.
Yeah. But she leaves Shoma. Like that's the office, right? That's not her house.
Yeah, that is the office. It is not her home.
Weird.
A little bit.
I want more.
There's definitely
you don't have to make her a writer.
Yeah, you don't have to make her a writer, but we do want more Sachika.
But I want more. Yeah.
She is a little bit too good for this world. Honestly, if you have friends like that, like you can get through most things, I feel like.
It's true, but I think that's an unrealistic depiction of being friends. It's not true. You'll never have friends who support you that way.
That's not true. That's not true. Of course you could have friends that support you through thick and thin. Honestly, like, we all need that friend. And if you don't have that friend, I'm sure you'll find that friend one day. Everybody needs a Sachika. And then, moving forward from there, we have a Granute revenge plot. Essentially, you kind of figure that it builds up that the Granute Society is just like the human society. They're just like normal people. They're just kind of regular people doing bad things. Like you're caught up in this drug war storyline.
You gotta pick a side.
Yeah, you gotta pick a side. Either you're Granute or you're being eaten by Granutes as a dark treat. What notes do you have?
Sorry, everyone. I actually watched this episode at work, and I forgot to take notes. So for 24, we're kind of just flying by the seat of our butthole.
And you know what? That's fine. I wrote this note, but essentially there is a storyline in episode 24 that involves...
Oh. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I just remembered something.
Let's go off what you remembered.
Oh, I remember that Shoma's like passed out, right? He's like knocked out in the bed after talking to Sachika.
Yes, because he's been out that entire time, and Sachika's like, "No, rest, please. You're clearly
Yeah, and he had
debilitated."
his tummy was gunked up.
Oh wait,
He
now
was
I
blocked
remember.
up.
Now Lakia goes to visit Grandpa.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, he's gonna kill him, and Grandpa's like, "Well, before you do that, take care of my boy, please. Take these
Mhm.
snacks, and then do what you must."
Well, no, he gives him the snacks because he's like, oh, thanks for not killing me. Here, have some like Doritos.
Yeah, right, that's exactly what happens. And that's the
Yeah.
revenge plot. Lakia thinks that by killing Grandpa, he's going to be avenging his brother, Komel. But he
Hmm.
ultimately decides not to do it. They don't really expand on that in the episode, but like I was saying, they're all just kind of regular people doing bad things. His grandpa was just a confectioner, and then he became
A
a
very
drug
stupid
dealer.
one. A very stupid confectioner.
Listen, if your brother hands you a bag of Coke and asks you to put it in the candy, you just do it.
You just do it, little Jimmy Neutron. This does like speak to, I guess, the bigger arc of Lakia. Like, yeah, like he's on Shoma's side now, but he's not necessarily pro-human. We saw that when with the bitter Gavv when the women were pinned down and Lakia did not care. He just wanted to chase after bitter Gavv. So I think like maybe his fuller arc is going to be kind of bridging that gap, like seeing humans as something worth protecting.
Right. He is getting that character development, and boy, do we love our well written characters. Speaking of well written characters, the story just kind of moves on. You do get a little sight of Valen right after that.
This is when he got caught, right? By oh my god, I'm remembering everything now. Okay, so his friend sold him out, right?
Right.
To a Granute.
His friend
And
sold him out
then
to a Granute.
yeah, and then the friend is so happy when he gets paid off that he gets turned into a acrylic stand. And then the Granute is like, he had like goo powers or
Yeah,
something? He
he
was an
was like an
octopus.
octopus. He shot Valen down and stuck him to the floor. He's like, haha,
Hmm.
you can't do anything. You're done.
That's
And
right.
then the Gochizo's like, nah, bro, we got this.
Yeah, the dark Gochizo is just like can't hold me down. He's got that Sigma male energy.
You really
And
do.
he kicks out the regular Choco out of the Valen Buster,
Yeah. And
and
then,
he slots himself in.
right, which is crazy on its own. The thing I noticed about this particular scene is because you get a really good look for the first time of the Gochizo, and it's the chocolate cookizo.
Chocold.
Chocolate Gochizo, not like Choco, not dark Choco.
Is it like do you think it's like chocolate and hold, or is it like chocolate and cold?
I
I don't know what they're going for.
I do feel like it's chocolate and cold, like a mint chocolate kind of
Cold.
deal. Because when they reveal the form, he has
Hmm.
like the white highlights now with like the static in them.
Wait, but no, I thought it was more just like he had like. Where do you see the white highlights? I just remember he has like the black flecks on his eyes.
That's the static I'm referring to. Like it looks
Ah.
like a. To me, it looks like white chocolate bars with like static in them.
Yeah, well, he always had the white chocolate for the eyes, though, right? I thought you meant like that was the mint.
Oh well, I mean the cubes as a whole, like the white cubes with like
Oh,
the dark staticky highlights in the center, kind of gives me like the cold feeling. So it's kind of like mint in
mm.
that sense. At least that's the impression I
Oh.
got from it.
I think I'm just too Spider-Man pilled. To me, this is very like symbiote esque. Like he's getting like the white of his eyes is being taken over by the black. I've been calling him Venom Valen.
You know, that's actually very fitting considering he shoots out just black gunk.
He shoots black goo. We'll get into that in episode 25. There's some black goo going on.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty crazy, honestly.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But
Pretty cold, you could
Hanto's
say.
like, pretty chocolate. There we go. But I mean, his new form gets outshined almost immediately when Shoma gets a new form.
Dear Lord, good old Blizzard Sorbet.
Blizzard Sorbet is here. It's like there's a bitter Gav. He's just messing around like they do. And like Lakia tried to stop him, but was he beaten or did he leave? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he left because he was annoyed that he couldn't stop him the first time.
Hmm.
I do have a note here in regards to the translation for this, where Lakia
Uh-huh.
calls Shoma a stupid git, which is a very regional language. That is not an American translation.
Yeah, you're Mr. Illegal fan subber, you're outing your location, sir.
Yeah, methinks this man is located quite possibly in Europe. That's very Scottish of you, I dare say.
Or maybe he's throwing Toei off the trail by trying to use regional dialect.
You know what? That'd be the smartest thing I've ever seen.
We're on to you. We're on to you. We'll watch. Now back to Blizzard Sorbet. I think in the first episode, both you and I said that we weren't fans. I think we are going off the magazine scans. I will say it looks better in the show.
It does.
The cone part, like the cream cone color, I think in the magazine scans looked very flat, and it's actually like metallic in the show.
Yeah, and like in movement, it looks pretty good dynamically.
It looks pretty good dynamically. I'm a little disappointed that he doesn't have a new weapon. It's just like his normal sword, but he covers it in the ice.
Right. I did think that was a little disappointing. It did have another feature though. The prize feature, which I thought was really cool. Nice reference to like old Japanese ice cream vendors where like in the vendors they would sell ice cream and then you could eat it and the sticks would have like little prizes on them that you could win sometimes. And he got like a prize stick at like in the middle of the fight, which led to him killing Bitter Gavv. So that was kind of cool. That was a nice little reference to like old Japanese sweet shops.
That is cool. I didn't catch that because I'm ignorant and uncultured.
We're learning new things every day. That's fine.
We are. It's fine. I don't know if I like it more than caking. I don't even like caking that much, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't hate it.
The more I think about it, the more of a toss-up it is.
Yeah.
It does seem like we're going to be seeing more of it, so maybe we'll have time to formulate our opinion a bit more.
I'm sure. I mean, what are you thinking? Probably like just one more big final form for Gavv? Is that where we're at now?
We're in the middle of this series. I would imagine he gets maybe one more extra form and then a final form. We have time.
God.
There's still 25 episodes.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But I don't know. How long do we normally stay in a form? I thought it was like maybe like 10 episodes.
Which is reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had caking since episode, I want to say 15?
It was around there.
That would fit around the time frame we're mentioning then, about 10 episodes of form.
So then what? So Blizzard Sorbet till 34, and then you really think another form between like 34 and 49 or something?
When you put it like that, you're probably right. Maybe we do get a final form, but 15 episodes to stick with one form it feels like a long time.
That's true. Usually the final form is maybe like 5 episodes, so we get to see it.
Actually, no. They would probably break it up with Shoma having a final form and then Valen getting a final form. And maybe Lakia getting another form as well.
Probably. I mean, we do also have, spoilers, we have another rider apparently coming soon. He's been getting leaked for weeks, but he still hasn't shown up, so I'm not sure. But back to the episode. Oh, we jumped over. No, we didn't. That was the episode before with.
Yeah, that was the episode before.
Yeah, with Hanto and Shoma breaking up.
I have more notes on the fight with the Blizz Sorbet fight. One note being that Sachika is present for the fight and she helps initiate Blizzard Sorbet, which is insane. Why are you a normal human in this fight?
It's cool. I mean, I like that we. Not only does she get to learn about Shoma, but like she also gets to see it immediately.
Right.
I feel like a lot of, I don't know, like even when they like just superhero stuff in general, like once they learn about like who the hero was their friend, that's kind of like all we get out of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool to like have the reveal and then also immediately after go see it in action and be like, that's my boy right there. That's my boy with the ice cream suit.
She was the hype man. pretty
She
crazy
was.
that she was just there for that.
It's cool.
But, you know, we got to learn more about Sachika in that sense. Like, her sense of justice alongside her empathy. It just builds up
Hmm.
more of that. She is the pillar of goodness in this show.
Yeah, she was trying to stop Shoma from fighting at first too,
She
right?
was. So the
And
fact
she got
that
him the
she
ice
did
cream.
all of that is crazy.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, of course, we got more Shoma backstory. The reason why, like, he wanted to try ice cream for so long. Little heartfelt moment between him and his mom.
I feel like I don't know. Every time like he tries like the big food, there's like a cutscene where his mom's like, "I really liked this food,"
Yep,
and
that's
then,
exactly
and
it.
he's like, "This is the food she liked," and he gets the I don't know. It's kind of silly. Like from I know like it's a TV show, but like from our perspective, his only memories of his mom is her talking about the food of Earth.
Okay, if we're
It's kind of
going to
funny.
think about it like that, they were in like a
uh,
traumatic situation, you would probably want to draw on the happier moments.
but I mean, we still don't know like how old his mom was when she was taken from Earth.
That is very true.
Maybe she was like 5 or something, so all her memories are just like yummy food.
That is an
We'll
excellent
see
point. Yeah, we'll see.
one day.
End of the fight. What I also noticed, Blizzard Sorbet has a limited usage. Disappears after one use, where K
Yeah,
King
it's on a
did
timer.
not.
Well, I'm not sure how that works because I know the other Gochizo die when he uses them.
Right, but we've
But is
never
he
had
still
an
using the
animation.
same piece of cake?
Yeah, we haven't seen an animation for K King disappearing after the fight.
Oh,
Which I think
I
is
didn't.
interesting and weird. What makes
Yeah,
K
I didn't
King
catch that.
different from this new Blizzard Sorbet form? Because you see Blizzard Sorbet dying, it melts, it goes
Yeah, it
away.
melts soon. Yeah, he even mentions like how it's fast. Like he has a time limit.
Right.
Whereas like
So,
the other Gochizo just die like when he wants to stop being the writer, I guess.
right. But then we've never seen that with K King. And at the very least, it seems like he's using the same Gochizo whenever he goes
That's
into
true. I mean,
K
we've
King
never
mode.
seen him. We've never seen him eat another piece of cake.
And then if you think about it too, after caking is when he has his whole like, oh, I can't make new Gochizo. Or he has trouble with it,
Oh
right?
yeah, he gets jammed up. Yeah,
So like there's no way he could have made a new caking Gochizo, right?
that's true. Did we see him use it after the fight? Well, did he use it against Bitter Gavv? I don't remember.
Oh no, he did not.
Hmm.
We haven't seen him use it against Bitter Gav.
Yeah.
There may be a reason for that.
Yeah. So maybe it is like the other Gochizo, and he just eats cake off stream off camera.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Then yeah, that was just an interesting thing I thought about the end of the fight. But the
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
episode does end with Hanto getting to see Hanto after using Chokehold, and you can see him actively getting a darker personality.
Yeah, he has entered his symbiote arc. This is Dark Hanto. But he does have a darker personality, but he also mentions like how like, it was way stronger than regular chocolate.
Yeah, and it seemed a lot like he enjoyed the power.
He said something about like with this power I can do something. Right?
Yeah, like, I don't need Shoma's help anymore.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of fucked up considering their interaction in the episode after this. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It is. I will say it's a little weird that like we had their breakup when he learned that Shoma was Granute, then them getting back together, and then immediately like them being weird with each other again because of Shoma's memories of Hanto's mom.
Right.
It kind of feels like, well, why did we even wrap it up if we're just gonna break them up again immediately?
That is an excellent point. Maybe it's just so that we can get more development as solo characters for them.
Maybe, but I feel like if we are gonna go down like this Dark Hanto arc, they should have just stuck it after the Granute reveal. Because I feel like that was like the biggest betrayal moment that their relationship was gonna have. Like that, Hanto was already mad and alone. I feel like if you had the dark arc then, you wouldn't have had to like split them up again. I don't know.
That makes sense to me. I also wonder that, but well, who are we to question the gods that are the writers of this show?
That's true. I've never
Maybe
done
it's
anything.
just a pacing thing. We did notice with these last couple of episodes that they're kind of changed the formatting of how they're addressing each character in their storyline.
Yeah, I guess we'll get into it when we get to 25, but more episodes now end with like the fight starting or like the setup of a fight. Whereas I feel like before this, even the episodes that were like multi-parters still had like a definitive end
Right.
of the episodes. Whereas like this is we'll get to 25, but it's the second episode that I can remember at least where it's the fight's about to start and then the Gochizo starts hopping across the screen.
Yep. And then you're like, oh, all right. Well, next episode,
Yep.
I guess.
Next episode. Yeah, speaking of next episode, we're rolling into Gavv 25. Granute eat rocks.
Granute eat rocks. Granite.
Granute eat rocks, baby. They're granites. This is like the weirdest reveal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We needed this in the lore.
Yeah, I guess.
Good old rock eaters.
Good old rock chompers. It does make me wonder, because we got the backstory with Dente, where he was making, they were just like normal confectionaries before the dark treats, but were they just making like yummy rocks? Like, or can Granute eat rocks and like chocolate or candy?
It does put into perspective why Stomach Inc. is so rich. If all you're doing is eating rocks and someone gives you sugar for the first time, you'd be hooked on that.
Oh yeah, over the moon, dude. It's like when they encounter those ancient tribes and they give them like Doritos.
Oh, Dorito.
maybe this is how we solve the conflict. We just start bringing over like junk food from Earth to Granute World, and they don't want to eat human juice anymore.
I'm sure it'll present other problems, but I'm sure also that it'll be a pretty good temporary band-aid.
We have Lakia just sleeping on a bench.
Yeah, just hobo.
The park. Yeah, just hobo. I thought he had like a cool pad, but I guess they were hunting him. The Granutes would know he would be there, maybe?
Right, because that's where he was based out of when he was still, part of the Granute side, or when he was still making dark treats. So it makes sense that he needs to relocate, yeah.
Yeah, but he has nothing either. I thought it looked like he had boxes full of stuff in his base, and now he's just here on a bench alone.
It does also give a little bit more context to this episode, because when they get back to Shoma's pad, or back to the office, he talks about how he has like no money and he can't really buy anything.
So he has no money, so he gets hired by Sachika to join the same little part-time thingy that Shoma does, except he's very lazy.
Hey, I can relate to him.
He lifts up like 2 huge bookcases and then he's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Then he gets paid to wait in line. He's like, okay, this one's pretty cool.
Because who wouldn't want to get paid to wait in line? Seems like a pretty good gig to me.
I hate waiting in line for things that I want. I would never want to wait in line for someone else.
See, and that's where I resonate with Lakia more than you do.
I guess so.
Before that, they're in the office, and Shoma gets to try ice cream cake for the first time.
This is true.
And it does show that he can't combine their powers. There's no ice cream caking. There's no cake ice cream. He just makes another Blizzard sorbet.
Now here's the bullshit though. Why does Blizzard sorbet come out instead of caking? Are you saying that ice cream cake is more ice cream than cake? And if so, then why is it named that way?
Hot take.
I want answers. Baskin Robbins needs answers from you, Toei. It is ice cream cake. You can't just pick one.
Ice cream is in the name first. Clearly, it's more ice cream than
But it's a cake. It's literally a cake. It's not just ice cream triangle.
All right.
Although we both mentioned when watching, neither of us have had ice cream cake in like 15 years at least.
It's been a hot minute.
So maybe it is more ice cream than cake.
See, but then you have cakes with like actual layers, like actual cake layers. So
like ogres.
Exactly. So there's got to be some aspect of cake that gives it the title, right? You can't just call it cake and have it not be cake.
I guess maybe for the Gavv, it has to be like 90% cake before it recognizes it as caking.
That's a possibility. Who knows what Shoma's Gavv thinks whenever he eats these things? It's just kind of like, oh, he ate something. Let's go.
Speaking of cake, Laki is in line to get cake, right?
Yes, at least that's the assumption. Everybody's lined up. It's very Japanese culture. Line up, you see a line, get in it, find out what you're in line for. Most of the time it's
no
food.
lottery. I've never done. I think the longest we waited in line was for like butadon
Yeah, no,
or
I've
something.
never waited in a Japanese line for food in Japan.
Uh,
Um,
we waited in line for like I think maybe like 2 hours.
oh God,
It was good, but I wouldn't do it again.
yeah, that's
But
understandable.
maybe that's why you can pay someone to do it for you in Japan.
Yeah, that's why Lakia's got a job now that he likes.
Mm. But the cake isn't just for the customer. She's taking it to her favorite VTuber,
My God,
Helmet Boy.
Helmet Boy Kabuto. What was it? I can't even
I don't know.
remember.
I heard Kabuto, but I don't
Yeah.
remember what they used for boy. But he's Helmet Boy. Helmet Boy is a VTuber who specializes in sweets.
I mean, very niche. Honestly, you could probably successfully run a channel based on that. There are plenty of food VTubers. I won't get into it, but
But
they
why
exist.
is he? Why is he like a samurai then? He should be like a chef.
I mean, okay. We're not gonna go into VTuber theming here, are we? Because
Okay, I know. I guess this is not the VTuber
this isn't the
podcast.
VTuber podcast. I could go on, but let's not. Oh God, that was the thing about this episode, though. We've got VTuber Helmet Boy.
Yep, that is secretly a Granute. And he invites them to like a one-on-one meet and greet where they're so happy to meet their Oshi that he eats them.
Which is crazy, because I know I would be terribly happy if I met my Oshi. So maybe they were
Exactly.
actually onto something.
There's no fan or viewer that would not be happy enough to be made into a dark treat.
Worth, honestly.
Honestly, probably top 10 experience of my life.
The top 10 ways to die.
Yeah. I don't know if this is important. We see Hanto go to the scientist guy, and he's got a bunch of pizza boxes.
Oh, yeah. And
think
then you kind of figure, oh, he's feeding all of his little baby shomas.
And he's feeding all the little bitter babies.
Bitter babies.
Will there be a pizza for him? I would be happy. I'd be excited.
It's got to be pizza chips, because they love their pizza chips in Japan. Good old.
That's true. And Gavv is snacks only.
Yeah,
I guess
snacks
pizza is too
only.
much of a meal.
And it's also too
Is ice cream a
expensive in Japan.
It's true. That was like $400 sitting under the professor's desk right there.
He's
bro.
got $400 worth of shomas to feed. That's crazy. That's a lot of goddamn shomas.
That's too much. How is it so quiet in there that Hanto doesn't notice? He's got all those little shomas bouncing up and down on the
And
bed.
they love to play, as we've seen from the last two.
That's true. They're so excitable. Maybe he lets him out in the backyard while Hanto visits.
Oh, the backyard.
Yeah, they're running through the sprinkler.
That's his nickname for the basement.
Gee, I thought you were gonna say his bedroom.
Oh no! He's already experimenting on humans. We don't need to make him a sexual predator as well.
He can make a man as like evil or as stupid as he wants. Apparently, he can make his perfect partner. I'm just saying.
Which is true.
They would just have to look like Shoma.
No, he's more obsessed with making granutes.
It's true,
Man's
but
got an unhealthy obsession with granutes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, right? Like in my brain, the bitter Gavus are just clones of Shoma,
Right.
but they all have like their own like mechanical Gavu. Because Shoma wasn't born with the red Gavu; it was made by Dente.
That's
right?
true. They all have the black Gavv.
So what is the professor making the black Gav and then sticking it on them, or the clones come out with the black Gav?
I'm assuming they come out with the black Gavv because it's already kind of been established that the Gavv is just a part of their anatomy. It's just
Yeah, but can you genetically engineer mechanics into a living thing?
oh,
I mean, obviously, I know you can't in real life,
that
but
is an
I guess maybe in
excellent
Gav
point.
world he can.
I mean, okay. So if we think about it from Shoma, he wasn't born with the red Gavv. It was upgraded from
Right.
Grandpa Dente.
I guess we don't know what Shoma's actual Gav looked like.
Right. Because most other Gavs are just like a hideous mouth.
Maybe it's just like a big belly button.
Maybe. And the tongues are
That's
just
what
their
Shoma's.
umbilical cords.
Oh my god, this season's deeper than I thought.
writing.
It always goes back to the
It
wound.
always goes back to the womb. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Hanto runs into Bitter Gavv number 3, if you're keeping track. They have a little scuffle, and then Gavv just runs away, and then Hanto's like, "Damn, I almost had him."
Yeah, no,
I don't think he did.
Absolutely
No,
not.
It didn't really go long enough for me to think that it was almost over.
Right, and then they have their little like awkward moment where it's kind of like, "Oh, sup, okay, bye."
Yeah, Hanto and Shoma both show up, but there's still weird aura between them.
I would like to think that Chokehold is also having an effect on that, where it's kind of like, it's
maybe
just warping the way Hanto thinks about things.
It's like feeding into his darker emotions.
Right.
Like the symbiote.
Oh man, speaking of, when he blasts the wall.
Oh, we're jumping. Yeah, that henshin is like number 1 Gavv henshin so
that
far.
Was the coldest henshin I've seen.
So he shoots. So Hanto sneaks up on, was it a Granute or was it Bitter Gavv?
It was Bitter Gavv.
It was Bitter Gavv. He finds him. He shoots the wall with like his new black chocolate. And he fucking punches it, and then henshins, and the wall goo like crawls over him like the symbiote, turning him into Bitter Valiant. That was just a great henshin. I don't remember anything else about like their encounter, but I remember it cut off right after that.
Yeah, it cut off right after that.
It cut away.
They go. Well, no, they didn't cut away. He goes pew pew. I'm pretty sure he kills him, right? He kills.
Did he kill that Gavv?
Yeah, he kills this Bitter Gavv with the giant Choco Wave.
Oh my god, guys! It put in memoriam to Bitter Gavv number 3.
Yeah, there's still like 9 more little Bitter Gavv boys in the basement.
Mm-hmm. Do we know? They haven't given us a number.
They haven't, but
they're just going to keep making one.
By the number of pizzas he had underneath that table.
That's true. If that's all. But we did see Bitter Gavv, the first one, run around eating everything.
You're right, he did.
We don't know how much these boys could eat.
See, but the thing about that, too, he was eating not to sustain. He was eating to find a new form. Because that's how he found out about, like, becoming Bitter Gavv, right?
I wonder if the Bitter Gavvus can eat rocks. Or if they need, like, human food.
I pray they don't find rock candy. And if that becomes their form...
Oh no, that's Shoma's final form.
Rock candy.
He's bridging the gap between Granute and human. Rock candy. I'm calling it.
That's a very that's a very optimistic take on that.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like a crystal rainbow form. I'm calling it right here. Would that be
the more I think about it, the more sick it'll be.
That's true. See? Don't doubt me. Wait, so if Hanto fought that Bitter Gavv, who is Gavv fighting? Like regular Gavv.
Regular Gavv is not fighting at the end. At the end, you get Lakia versus good old Helmet Boy.
Right, but he went Blizzard Sorbet again in the middle of the episode.
Oh yeah,
right?
No, he killed that Bitter Gavv.
Wait, so were there 2 Bitter Gavvs running around?
Yeah, there were
time?
2 Bitter Gavvs running around at the same time.
I didn't catch that.
Wait,
there was 3 and 4?
Yes, yeah, it was 3 and 4. At least that's what I'm remembering.
I can't remember what happened after.
Oh no!
Valen transformed.
Melted mid-fight, and then that Bitter Gavv got away, and Valen found him.
Oh,
that's what happened. He didn't kill him.
So we're doing things. We're out of order a little. Yeah, we're out of order a little bit. Okay, so but talking about the regular Gavv fight, I got teased with a fucking Senbei form, bro. This little Senbei Gochizo that we've never seen before is helping Gavv out. He's like opening up his driver and putting in the Blizzard Sorbet. I thought we were going to get a fucking Senbei form.
I feel like Senbei was brought up in the conversation between Dente and Lakia, but just kind of like as a passing thing. It's like, oh, Senbei's great. It's like my favorite thing.
I love Senbei so much. And I know that like I probably wouldn't even like the form because I don't like most of Gavv's like snack forms. But you can't just tease me with a Senbei Gochizo and not have anyone use it.
It's coming. It's coming. It's right around the corner. I know it.
Oh, Senbei final form? You think?
No, we're already with rock candy. You can't dissuade me now.
I don't know. Senbei.
Yeah, they're gonna present the final form Gochizo right now and save it for like 20 episodes later.
Look, he's so useful, Gochizo.
He is. He opened the Gavv for Shoma to put in the Blizzard Sorbet. For all we know, that Senbei Gochi just values his life because he knows he has a short one.
Senbei Gochizo, I think, is probably my favorite character in the show right now.
You're lying.
I guess after that we have the Valiant encounter. But before all this is going on, we have our side story with Lakia.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention it before. You find out that he's got a bounty on his head.
Yeah, I guess the Stomach family put a bounty on him. Happy they weren't in the episode, but it looks like they're still doing stuff.
Indeed.
So he gets tasked by Sachika to basically take this little boy. I'm calling him little boy. I don't know how old he's supposed to be. But he's to take this boy to the Oshi meeting with the same helmet Granute guy.
Right.
And we get probably the biggest plot twist in Gavv so far, I would say. When the boy walks in and is like, "You're a fucking fraud. I'm the real helmet boy, YouTube.com."
He really was pulling out, "You're a fraud."
Yeah, you hacked my YouTube channel, bitch.
Oh my god.
And then, but he's just, so there's a big TV on like a table, and then the Granute just pops up right from behind and is like, "So you figured me out." But like the logistics of him streaming as a VTuber from behind the big TV means that he has to have like a laptop on the floor with like a webcam and a microphone set up, like all in the tiny crawl space behind the TV. And that's so funny to me. Because he's a giant beetle monster. He's a giant beetle monster. He was talking to him in real time.
I'm sure there were some logistics to it.
No. It's this giant beetle man was crawling on the floor with his laptop.
Listen, this is the Tokusatsu world. You can get away with anything so long as something else is in front of you.
You can mess with any rules of any scientific properties you want, Tokusatsu, but don't fucking lie to me about VTubers. I know what's going on, and you can't fool me. That beetle man had a huge setup on the floor, and he was laying on his tummy typing on his keyboard.
And honestly, like, the facial recognition on this VTuber model was insane.
How's the camera gonna track his face? He's got an ugly ass beetle face. How's it gonna track his eyes? They don't move.
Maybe he was using a granite camera. Maybe they're just better.
I want to see the Granute VTuber.
You saw one. It was Helmet Boy.
No, he wasn't the real Helmet Boy.
Yeah, biggest plot twist though. Real Helmet Boy facing off against fake Helmet Boy.
I was blown away. This is bigger than Shoma being like half Granute.
Who knew that we can get realistic human writing in a Tokusatsu show?
My jaw dropped. But speaking of the beetle guy, you and I both noted he looks really cool.
Yeah.
I don't really remember most of the monster forms in Gavv, but I remember the first one was like a Doberman guy, right? And he looked kind of cool.
I can't remember him. So the fact that you remember him, hats off to you.
This is the first one that like I think notably like, oh, that looks cool since the first one.
I barely remember the octopus guy who was literally like an episode ago.
Oh, I didn't remember him at all. I'll be honest. I mean, I guess Lakia is squid form? Or no, jellyfish.
Form, yeah, the jellyfish is pretty memorable, but also he's a recurring character. Hard to forget.
It's true. And also, I wonder if we'll ever see him in like full Granute form again.
I imagine if they go back to, the Granute world, he's probably going to be rocking that form for the most part.
That's it. You know what? I never thought about this. I wonder if by the end of it, he will choose to live in Granute world or stay in Earth world.
Ooh, that's true. He doesn't have anything tying him to Granute world. His brother is dead.
Yeah.
And he's literally working in like a mine. I guess mining for food because
it's a food mine.
They eat rocks over in Granute world.
They eat the rocks.
Maybe he figures, man, eating rocks fucking sucks.
It's, you know what? It's like working in a restaurant. Like they get the food for free on their break.
Literally licking the wall for sustenance.
I don't like that. I meant like he picks up a small rock that he chipped off.
No.
I don't like this world.
He's licking the wall to live.
I don't like licking the tunnel. I'm not a fan.
Licking the tunnel.
So Lakia transforms into Vram. He gets there. Him and Kabuto Man face off.
Boom.
He learns about his bounty.
He does.
And then Lil Gochizo starts hopping across the screen.
Then the episode ends.
And it's very, it felt to me a lot like 23 when Bitter Gavv like just hops on the motorbike and drives away.
Yep.
And then the episode ended. So yeah, we were talking about pacing before, and it feels, I'm not sure if we're slowing down or if we're speeding up.
It's weird because we're getting so many different points of view at the same time. Jumping from one like A side to B side plot line wise.
Yeah. This episode literally had an A and a B and a C plot, which is rare, I think. Usually, like, even in shows with like a lot of writers, they'll try and stick to like maybe A and B at the most, I think.
Right.
But this one, like, we had each of our main 3 writers doing very different things, and they all like progressed a little bit further.
Right. Shoma finding out about the limits of Blizzard Sorbet. You've got Valen
Hanto succumbing to the dark side.
Just going full.
Oh, we also didn't mention like after he gets out of dark mode, his like chest or stomach or something is hurting.
Yes, I think it's his heart.
He's physically in pain.
Because they have like graphics at the back, like behind him during the fight, showing the intensity of whatever this form is on his heart or like on his organs, which is very similar to what happened with Vram when he started using jelly.
Yeah. How do you feel about spoilers? Because I've seen like a magazine scan that I can kind of talk about.
Hit me.
But if you don't want to know. Okay. So it might be his heart, but part of me is also thinking that it's maybe the Granute organ that the doctor put inside of him.
I totally forgot that was an aspect of his operation. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, like maybe he's using the bitter chocolates to like slowly kill that organ, which would stop him from being a rider.
Oh, because that is an interesting point you make.
Yeah, we do have magazine scans of a new form for Valen, but it's not using the Valen Buster. Apparently, we're going to get a Valen form with the Vram gear, the Vrastrum gear.
Take my money. Take all of it.
So I think it's something frappe, I think. But yeah, so I'm wondering if like the doctor's trying to kill the Granute organ inside of him so he can't use the Valen Buster anymore. But then somehow he'll get his hands on like a Vrastrum gear, or maybe he just borrows it from Vram.
Or maybe
and
Dente
he gets a new form.
Something for him.
Maybe.
Kind of because Dente's still around.
That's true. I mean, if Lakia would let him take a look at the Vrastrum gear, he might be able to make a new one. But yeah, so that's where I'm thinking we're going with Valen and these dark chocolates. We'll see.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time multiple riders use the same driver, right? I mean,
no, yeah. But it is weird to me, at least, for them to like switch drivers.
It's not unheard of. In build, they did have the secondary rider go through multiple drivers to maintain his forms.
Whoa.
Which is interesting because he still had the same theme throughout, which is he got the dragon form pretty much. And then when he upgraded to the next driver, he became Dragon Jelly. And then when he goes back to the build driver, he goes, well, that's spoilers for build. I don't know if you care or not.
I'll probably forget by the time I watch
that's
it,
fine.
to be honest.
But essentially, like, he goes back to the build driver because he's actually a part of the evil bad guy. So he gets, like, a dark hole for.
No.
So, yeah, like, jumping on drivers isn't unheard of, and it's actually relatively common as far as I think about. Like, even in Gaim, you had the regular Sengoku driver. They jumped to the Genesis driver.
Yeah, that was my only like reference point for that. Was like Taketora and then even Baron too, right?
Yeah.
They switched from Sengoku to Genesis.
Yeah, and then from Genesis to just straight up becoming
yeah, it becomes I don't know what, I forgot what it was called, but yeah, it becomes that weird monster.
Oh my god, what if Hanto just becomes a monster?
Could he become a monster without being a Granute?
Oh yeah, that's true. What if he just becomes like, what if, okay. Theory crafting, it isn't weakening the Granute organ, it's empowering
making it stronger.
So he eventually becomes a Grenade. Oh my god.
Whoa. Guys, call Matt Pat. Holy shit.
Thanks, guy.
I don't know who's cooking more. I guess we'll see if one or both of us is right, or if neither of us is right.
Yeah, first we got Rock Candy final form, and now we've got Hanto becomes a Grenade.
Yeah, something with his organs happening. I think that's everything I had to say for Gavv.
Yeah, that was episodes 24 and 25 of Gavv.
24 and 25, ending on a little, not a cliffhanger, but just kind of a in media res, I guess.
Indeed. We're going to find out what happens with Helmet Boy. And
will the true Helmet Boy please stand up?
He was in chat the whole time.
He was in chat. He was lurking. He sent him an Akasupa and he didn't read it.
Oh god! Oh my god! In the chat, it's like, "Hey, my friend disappeared. You have something to say about that?" No comment.
Just casually.
No comment.
Oh, just ignoring that one.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to 26.
My friend paid $5,000 to go to your meet and greet, and I haven't heard from them in like 3 weeks.
That would end any career, but not the grannies. Nope. No questions asked.
No, not Helmet Boy, man. Helmet Boy brand is too strong. He's uncancelable.
That's wild.
Everyone loves him.
Oh, God.
Okay, I think we're ready to switch, and I did it last episode, so why don't you hit us with the...
Oh, God. Brain farting.
It was segment change, I think. Or you can make your own, I don't know.
Segment change, we're going to Toku talk about Gozyuger, episodes 2 and 3.
2 and 3. So, episode 2, we get to meet the boys. The boys are here.
The boys are here. My first note on the episode is, oh shit, Sentai War?
Yeah, the Sentai War. We learn a little bit before. Apparently, you need to get all the rings to have your wish granted.
Right.
Which is weird, because, I mean, not weird, but so far... our boy hasn't gotten a damn ring.
No.
He's encountered like 2 other rings. He hasn't gotten a single one.
He really hasn't.
But I mean, he doesn't have a wish yet. So I guess, he doesn't really have to try that hard.
What is it? Are we watching Geets again? Is this just Geets?
Is this the Desire Grand Prix? Actually, we get introduced to a new villain, a couple new villains.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sweet Cake and Shining Knife.
On the same body, no less.
It actually does bring me back a bit to the Kyoryuger's villains.
I forgot about that.
They do seem like they're very emotionally based, which is what the Kyoryuger's villains were. They were based upon emotions. In this case, maybe they're based upon just like the human desire. So that's an interesting callback. I don't think there was an exact parallel, but at the same time, maybe it is a reference to Kyoryuger's. Who can say for sure?
Maybe. But, those guys, they're pretty, like, small fry. We got to bring up the new big bad, Dominic. We got to talk about the main event. The earth shaker. The money maker. Cassius Bear.
Oh, my God. Cassius Bear.
Oh my God, what a legend. I can't believe they got the rights to put Cassius Bear in Gozyuger.
Why are you gaslighting our viewers, our listeners like this?
He's literally a fucking golden bell. That's it.
It is. It's just a golden bell. But they put so much importance on this guy. Like,
first of all, the fact that he has a name leads to the conclusion that all the Bell soldiers have names and personality.
And they put so much respect on his name.
Yeah, he is the best friend of what was the mate? Fire Candle?
Yeah.
Is he Fire Candle? Yeah, he's best friends with the Fire Candle.
Yeah, Goon
so
look, not Goon name.
Whoa. He's so well trusted by them that he gets to take the command of this next offensive,
which is crazy.
Cassius Bear.
I mean, I know he's the Golden Bell, but
but we saw Gold Bells in episode 1, and they were just getting their
they fucking nameless ass Golden Bells.
I need more lore about our man Cassius Bear. I want to see like a flashback to like the Sentai, like the Mecha War, where Cassius Bear is piloting something and fucking up all the robos.
Man, I'm not gonna be the one to disappoint you, but I guess we'll get into it later, huh?
He I don't know, you won't get this, but there's a very famous enemy in Mass Effect 3 that is just a normal like enemy that you fight throughout the entire game, but he's the last one you fight before the ending.
Wait, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, and there was like a fan, because the ending was so bad, there was like a fan community built up around this one generic enemy as if he was trying to save you from the ending. And so I'll never forget Marauder Shields.
Marauder Shields? That was his name?
It's not even, he's a marauder, but then like it shows that he has a shield, so it says Marauder Shield.
That's so sick. That's our Cassius Bear right there.
That's Cassius Bear right there, man. Number one goon.
Number one goon.
Oh, speaking of number one, you put something together about the monsters.
Yes, they are called No One. Insert X here. Because it's number one. And I didn't put it together until like a quarter into episode 3.
So they're no one number one. I wonder how tired we're gonna get of saying number. I wonder which will happen first. Are we gonna get tired of saying number one or the rings?
Oh, I don't want to bet on
ring
this.
themed.
I feel like I'm gonna lose whatever I bet on.
So we also learned about the bad guys that they're trying to make this big queen robot wake up.
Yes, wakey.
And her head is just in the doorway.
Which is interesting.
I guess. I'm not sure what happens when she wakes up, but spoiler alert, she does at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, again, they don't mention that at all in the next episode.
Absolutely not. Immediately move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I guess like her eyes opening doesn't mean she woke up. I'm not sure. So we do get to see, I think, what is it? His landlady, Hoeru's landlady wants to get paid because there's some kind of holiday where if you get paid money, you're expected to like triple it or something. Yes. And then she's kind of kidnapped, body snatched by this week's No One.
Yeah, and then she becomes the No One.
It's not exactly, but it did remind me of like Hitotsuki.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like, the monsters of the week are based around like kidnap or people's desires, getting them kidnapped or something.
Which actually
just a little.
Oh man, okay, this brings me back to, because this was very much a theme in Kamen Rider O's.
Oh.
Where the bad guy of the week was based upon the desires of the person that they decided to infect. So this is very much following the same theme there. You got Kamen Rider references left and right. You got Sentai references left and right.
I do like this style of like Monster of the Week more than just go this alien to the planet and fight.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just more interesting if there's like a human element to it.
It adds stakes to each monster, which makes it inherently more interesting. So I am also a big fan.
Yeah. And it also makes, I think, our team look more heroic. That they're not just destroying a monster, they're saving someone from the monster.
Yeah, they're saving people from their vices.
Yeah. Although I'm interested to see like if there's like it's almost like Dark Treats-esque where like they have to be happy for them to matter. Like I wonder if for them to even get possessed, they have to like synchronize with the desires, emotion of the number one. Yeah. Because we see the landlady in this one really wants money. So she gets kidnapped by the number one treasure hunter.
Right. Oh, man.
And then the next episode is more popularity based. And we see a guy wish that his store was more popular. And then he gets absorbed. Right. So I guess maybe like you have to like synchro up with with a No One.
Indeed.
Also, we don't see the No Ones at the bad guy palace.
We don't. At least like we see them sometimes at the palace, sometimes they're not. It seems like they're pretty active outside of
I'm just wondering if like, are they corporeal at all? Or like, is this like a weird interdimensional ghost kind of thing where like to take a form, they need to like synchronize desires with a human?
Ooh, that is an excellent question.
Yeah, because we haven't seen any of the monsters in the house with the queen, I don't think.
That's true. Now that you mention it, I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, just a little, we're episode 2 right now, so it could go anyway.
It could.
We get our introduction and the first henshin of Yellow and Blue.
Oh my god, yes. The introduction to Yellow.
Yellow?
I wrote notes on this one.
Yeah, Yellow makes an impression. I'll say that.
Literally comes in with a goddamn grand piano on his shoulder.
A grand motherfucking piano, slams it down.
And then he starts
playing a ballad.
What the fuck?
Takes us back to church, the Church of Tegasword. Very again, what an intro. And then Blue comes out and it's like, yeah, he's an idol, but I feel like, I don't know, just having Yellow walk out with the piano first, I think really just dominated the impression.
And then because it's kind of relevant, I, coming into the series, didn't know which animal was related to which.
That blew my mind.
To which Sentai, or which one. So, Yellow being Yellow Tyranno, checks out. He's strong, and he's kind of stupid.
Wow.
Just like a dinosaur.
What?
Because
but his arms are long.
Yeah, his arms are long. But he's not exactly the smartest. He's not the brightest bulb in the bunch. When they introduce him and they introduce Blue Leon, like the thing that they're doing when they're fighting the monster, they're going on a treasure hunt, right? And literally how he finds his he stumbles upon it fucking digging in a random field.
Well, no. I mean, Red is digging.
Red is digging, you're right.
Red is using the Tega Sword robot to dig, and then that pisses Yellow off. And then once he makes Red leave, then he looks in the hole and finds the treasure.
Right. So he was...
I don't think he's stupid.
No, he's stupid. That was dumb luck. But he did stop the Tega Sword claw with his bare hands, not transformed.
He stopped that sword.
He's literally a monster.
Naked human hands.
And we find out why
the
in episode 3, but like off the get-go is an insane introduction.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So Yellow is Yugi and Blue is Rikuo.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll just call them Yellow and Blue, but I don't know. I feel like we should say their names at least once.
At least once. That'll check off my box. I'm still going to call them Blue and Yellow.
So they managed to convince the number one treasure hunter to do a treasure hunting contest. Do they convince him or does he challenge them? I don't super remember.
He definitely challenges them to this contest. And Red's like, I bet.
Okay, yeah. So Red starts digging the holes and then Yellow gets the treasure. We talked about that. Blue straight up tries to swindle the elderly.
He does. It's not. Doesn't try to. He does successfully.
He does swindle them. He's over there lying that he needs money for a throat operation, and these two old fans are like, "Oh, please take this vase from the 12th century. It's been in my family for years."
I have noted that they are both monsters, but in very different ways. Blue is just like true. A monster as a horrible person. Yellow is a monster like strength-wise.
We'll get to it later, but he does at the end of the day. He does bring the vase back.
He does,
and he signs it, which kind of disappointed me a little bit because I feel like if this were Dawn Brothers, he straight up would have just stolen that vase from them, and then his character arc would have been like learning to not be that fucking self-centered.
Right.
So I don't know. The fact that he's already like, yeah, he's selfish, but he's still a good guy. I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of wish he was just like an asshole.
I mean, it wouldn't do well for his numbers because we also find out that he's an idol actually in this episode.
Oh, he is an idol. He was. He got kicked out of his agency.
Yes.
The elderly people talk about how he was dropped by his agent for the incident. So I'm sure we'll get to figure out what that was.
We will get to figure that out.
Maybe he was seen with a girl.
Gasp! You can't have your idols with a love interest.
Mm-hmm. I can't. How can I believe that one day they'll be mine?
Yeah. How do we know Helmet Boy wasn't dating?
Helmet. Oh my God! If Helmet Boy had a girlfriend, I don't know if I could live. He's my new Oshi.
Oh my God! Helmet Boy and Blue dating each other.
Oh,
amazing!
Oh my God! Superhero time, please.
Superhero time, please.
So Hoaru is kind of lost on what to get for treasure hunting until he stumbles across his landlord's son getting bullied by like a guy.
Right, just some rando kid.
Yeah, was he? He looked old.
Okay,
he looked
like
adult.
If the kid is an elementary schooler, that guy was a middle schooler. Like that's my take on it. Maybe. But he's stealing the kid's onigiri, and he's like, when confronted by Hoaru, he's like, well, the strong take from the weak. Ha ha ha. And then Hoaru's like, okay, like I'll just beat your ass. And then the kid just starts crying and runs away. And honestly, hot take from a kid with like 0 power.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, he has to be a child to think that was gonna fucking work out for him.
Exactly.
Aoi's the son. He shares the onigiri with Hoeru, and there's kind of like weird shit in it. Like it looked like hot dog.
Yeah, there was hot dog in there. I think there was like katsu in there. It was a rigmarole of different things.
Mm-hmm. But he's like, my mom puts like all my favorite stuff in here.
That's a special onigiri, and honestly, like that's a little wholesome. I like that.
Yeah, I think he calls it his treasure, and he asks like Hoeru if he has a treasure.
Yes.
And Hoeru says he lost it.
More backstory.
Definitely something about the older lady from the first episode.
Probably his
potentially mom. We're gonna have 2 tokusatsus at the same time that are very mom centric.
Excellent point. Didn't think about that either. Mm-hmm. We'll note for the future.
Hoeru gets an idea from this interaction about how he's gonna win the treasure hunt, and so everyone's piled up all the treasure and they're counting it, and then Hoeru's like, "Haha! I'll steal the treasure, and then I have the most."
Yeah,
I'm the #1 treasure hunter, and it works. He's the #1 treasure hunter.
I hated that.
I don't know what. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. Like if everyone gathers up the treasure and then you steal it, you have the most treasure.
Oh God, it was a cop out. That's what I think it was.
So obviously the #1 treasure hunter monster, gets fucking pissed off and he starts fighting Hoeru.
Then the Nazis are back.
The Nazis are back. Before that though, I forgot to mention Yellow and Blue are like a team.
They are,
and they ask Hoeru to like join up with them, and he refuses. And so when the fight starts kicking off, Yellow and Blue are kind of just like, well, like, do we care? Like, whatever. And then Blue's like, well, it'd be a shame to like let an idiot like him die.
Right.
So I guess they not regretfully, but like reluctantly like join in with him. Rikuo going blue, and then Yellow making Tegasword yellow.
Which is an interesting thing. It kind of reinforces that they have the single base mech, and then they use their rings to become the equipment for that one mech, for the Tegasword.
Yeah, we've only seen one at a time. So I think you're right.
Well, I mean, this is episode 2, and then episode 3. Maybe we'll see green in episode 4, black in episode 5, and then maybe they get their combined mech for episode 6.
Oh, We'll get to that when we talk about the next episode, but it's interesting to me that you think green before black. Because at this moment, I would think black before green. But we'll get into that.
Interesting. Okay.
Did the Nazis show up in episode 2?
Did.
I didn't write anything down for them. Okay.
I very explicitly bulleted that. It's like, the Nazis are back.
Okay, thank God. Okay. As long as they're here. Our main man Cassius Bear shows up in a mech.
Oh,
that's who Tegasword Yellow is gonna fight.
God, the legend.
This is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, man.
The fact that this man was fight. Important enough to get his own mech.
He has his own mech. He has a signed photo of him with Fire Candle in the mech.
Signed
because they're best friends.
It is signed. I didn't even think about that.
They're best friends. That's it. You know what? We're gonna have 2 signed photos inside mechs back to back in episode.
I was just gonna point that out.
Yeah.
running theme.
Yeah. So when Yellow gets to get in the Tegasword, he really moans. I wrote he orgasms. He really, obviously he prays to Tegasword. It's like his big religion, and and
then he
gets in
puts
there.
An end to our boy, may he rest.
Oh my
Cassius Bear,
God, dude! I was on my knees sobbing. This is not a joke. I need people to understand like how serious this is. Like, this is my 9/11. If
they don't bring Cassius Bear back in 10 episodes, I'm rioting.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
I see his bell. I hear him ringing in my ears.
Okay, so again, magazine scan spoilers. We know the Sixth Ranger is going to be bear themed, apparently polar bear. And so when they introduced this guy named Cassius Bear, I was like, oh, they're going to build up to him like switching sides and being the Sixth Ranger or something.
Ooh.
But no.
Nah, man's dead.
He's a named NPC with no quest line.
With no quest line.
he's he's given a name and like a personality for no
He
reason.
ain't no
gets
Vanguard
exploded.
shield, that's for sure.
No, Marauder
Shield.
Thank you. He gets blown the fuck up. But Fire Candle gets mad. Like apparently it was a mutual like
it was a mutual friendship, which is crazy. He's gonna get revenge for our boy.
Oh my god, he better. Someone has to put these fucking Gozyugers behind bars, man.
For real, honestly,
they're out here destroying the park, blowing up innocent Bell people.
Oh, innocent Bell people.
Yeah, we get to see Rikuo turn into Boon Red.
Yes, we do see that.
But he still has like the blue Gozyuger like armor.
Right.
So I guess like all the rings are just gonna turn you into the reds. Which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, they do
I guess
it's different
than
in
Gokai
the opening
change
as well. We see all of the reds pop up when they're all reaching for the ring. So I'm kind of assuming they're just sticking to transforming into reds.
I guess so. I mean, we see it next episode. We're gonna see Yellow do it, and it looks good. I think red obviously will look fine, and black will probably look cool. But I think blue and green really are gonna look pretty ugly with the reds.
Yeah, those colors clash pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm not excited to see Goju Eagle turn into anyone.
You're not excited to see your Christmas-themed reds?
No. Save that for Gokai Christmas.
May he rest. We'll never see him again.
So, don't talk like that. He's coming back. This is foreshadowing. You don't just build up a character and then just throw him away like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's coming back.
You got a lot of faith in
They're going to rebuild him. Mm-hmm. They're going to rebuild him as Cassius Bear Neo or Cyborg Cassius Bear. So, yeah, the queen opens her eyes, but I guess she's not awake. And then everyone moves into the cafe. Or I don't know if they move in, but they're all hanging out in the cafe that Hoeru lives in.
Yeah. And then we get a brief moment with Tatsumi, I think his name is, at the end. The guy who has the King Oger ring.
Oh, yeah, not Taya. Yeah, he's just walking along like the train tracks or something. Yeah, I think he says like we'll meet again or we'll fight again or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of assumed that each ring bearer is going to be a recurring character in some sense.
I guess so. Like, I mean, you got to collect all the rings to get your wish. So I guess at some point they're all going to have to come back.
Oh, dude, they're going to have a moment in like the famous Tokusatsu rock quarry where they're all facing each other in a giant circle. And they're just going to have
all
a fucking
50
throwdown.
reds. That'd be pretty. But then I feel like that's just like the Sentai war. Fucking Gokaiger.
I mean,
but it's all red.
We're referencing a Sentai war at the beginning, so there's gonna be like some kind of throwdown.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you really think? I feel like they're gonna start taking them out, like eventually, like the monsters. Like eventually they'll get like you can't go through the whole series with no rings.
That's true. He's got to get at least like a few. Maybe they each get like 10 each, and then they all have to.
Oh, because there's five
of them.
Yeah.
They all get 10 each and they have to fight each other for the last ones.
That'd be really cool. But also, this just interested me. Is the 6th Ranger still going to turn into reds?
Ooh.
Or are they going to introduce like 6th Ranger rings?
Kind of like what they did with Gokai Silver.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting thought. Yeah. I mean, technically, Time Fire is a red.
Time Fire! Is Time Fire red or is he 6th?
Exactly.
I think he's 6th.
I mean, he was 6th in Gokaiger, so...
Was he really? I don't remember.
Yeah, his face is on...
he's on gold
he's
mode?
in gold mode.
I mean, I assume he is a 6th Ranger, but I just don't remember him transforming into Time Fire at all.
Oh, no. Like, when he uses gold mode, like, all the faces are on his chest. Like, Time Fire's face is there. I remember it very distinctly.
Whose face is on the nipples? Let us know.
Oh, God.
One last thing from episode 2. I noticed that the cafe that he lives in is called Cafe Half Century.
Yes.
Which is 50 years, half a century, just like Super Sentai.
But this is 50
little
teams.
Quirky tidbit.
Not 50
it's
years.
50 teams. Not 50 years.
There's...
Well, no, it is 50 years.
Okay, you're right.
It's not 50 seasons.
You're right.
Yeah. God, they made it so fucking complicated by trying to make this excuse.
They really did.
Okay, Goju 3. We see our boy Hoeru working at like a vegetable shop.
Yeah, it's kind of like a melon weird hat. Fruit bouquet kind of thing, but there are carrots,
Yeah, he's wearing a melon hat, and I think his boss had like a tomato
Right.
head. And he's just kind of like, man, something fucking stinks. And he's like sniffing all the
He's like, don't
customers,
say
and
that
then
shit in
he gets
front of the
fired.
customers, which is
Yeah,
valid.
obviously, if you're working fucking at food, you can't be like, oh, something fucking reeks out here, bro. So he gets fired. I feel like I wonder if every episode is gonna have him getting fired from like a new part-time job.
God, and if the boss of each job becomes Goon of the Week, then
The number
yeah,
one. That'd be pretty cool.
that's an interesting theme to go with. But
Mhm.
yeah, he gets fired.
He gets fired. He runs into Rikuo outside, who lets him know that all the ring contractors have a regular, like a civilian power that they get.
Right.
Yellow is obviously fucking super strength. I don't think that was a debate. He says he has super hearing, which I don't remember him ever demonstrating.
Nope, he definitely did not demonstrate it. And honestly, I don't even think it's a plot point at all in this episode.
No, I don't think he does it at all. And it honestly doesn't seem that useful. Unless maybe he's going to go blind in the middle.
Ooh.
Oh my
That's an
God, is
interesting
this
thought.
Daredevil?
Oh no.
Is this Daredevil born again?
Coming soon.
It already came out yesterday.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
I guess we're dating this
Little
recording. But and then he insinuates that Red gets super smell, which again kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, they definitely drew the short straws in comparison to fucking super strength.
Yeah, super strength. He's lifting pianos and stopping Sword Robo. And then they're just like, oh, I can smell it. Like this, I can smell when things are really bad.
So it's been talked about in an interview how each of these guys are supposed to be able to take on a common rider. They were designed that way. But so far, all I'm seeing is that Yellow is the only one with the power to do so.
No, even then, I think he's getting mocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I get the sentiment. Like, you know, have a team where every member could take on a common rider, but so far, like, it's not this season.
No, not at all.
Unless they start getting a bunch of ring powers or something.
See, that'll be the interesting thing. Like, do the ring powers give them more power? Which actually we'll address later in the episode when we see our ring bearer of this episode do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they let. Are you talking about like just for the people who have Sentai rings, or like our main guys?
For the Sentai rings.
That Gozyuger
we get
is.
introduced to Mr. Don Momotaro for this episode.
Don't fucking call him that. This is Don Momo, not Taro.
Don Monotaro.
I think I saw on Reddit that he's like an Ultraman actor. That's cool.
That is cool.
I guess. He's a politician.
Yeah.
He's not fucking Don Momotaro.
He's so bad.
I'm pissed.
so
I'm fucking
angry.
pissed. I'm gonna be mad until they bring Tato in as like a different character. But something I thought was crazy was that everybody just knows that he's Don Momo. He has the ring.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he just transforms in front of his party. He's a politician. I think he's the prime minister, right?
Right. And then
And he's holding a rally, and then he just transforms in front of
he's
everybody.
like, vote for me. I'm Don Momotaro.
Like, yeah, I'm Don Momotaro. Hello. It's just like the Power Ranger version of Don Momotaro.
yeah, and they clap with him when he transforms too. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, so I guess the people of this world do know what Sentai are, or do they not?
I mean, okay, like Tatsumi was significantly more secretive about his usage of the ring, right?
Mhm.
I'm assuming everybody has their own way of addressing them having powers. Like some people want to be secretive about it, probably because they know other ring bearers want the rings, like Tatsumi. Whereas other guys are like, they're using the ring to kind of show, yeah, I've got the ring. This is my power. Maybe they're like trying to bait people to come to them because they know ring bearers will come to them, so they don't have to go on a hunt to get the rest of the rings, you know? That's a strat.
I guess so. I certainly hadn't thought that was going to be the case until it happened.
Yeah, I think it becomes more apparent if you just think about how differently they treated having the rings. Because Tatsumi obviously has like a huge goal at the
He's
end.
in it to
he's
win
in
it,
it to
it
win
looks
it.
like.
So he's being more like on the down low about it because we haven't really seen him since like the end of episode. Well, obviously like
No, the beginning of episode
beginning
2.
of episode 2. And like he has a little thing at the end of episode 2, but he's had no screen time. He's obviously just like hiding away, probably biding his time. And then in comparison, you
Biding
got
his time.
the prime minister here. It's like, I am a ring bearer.
He might be biding his time, but our prime minister is on a race to become the number one, no one most popular.
Yeah, the most popular.
Yeah, so Taya's, the guy who fired Taya at the vegetable place is like, oh, I wish my store was as popular as the prime minister. And then he gets yoinked into the no one. And so Hoeru's kind of like, well, like nobody likes me anyway. Like, how am I going to be the most popular? Rikuo obviously is like, I'm an idol. I'm already popular. And so he starts putting on a live on the street.
He does break the brainwashing that, was it no one popular man's like, hey, fucking worship me. And then he uses his idol concert to break the brainwashing, which is insane.
His idol power. That boy can dance and sing, and that's all the people need.
Yeah, and then we see Bouquet.
This actual song too.
Bouquet is out.
Yeah, Bouquet is just walking around. She's kind of shitting on Earth. Like, I guess where she is, they're more technologically advanced. She's kind of like, oh, like this is the level of technology they have. That sucks. But then she sees Rikuo singing and dancing, and immediately falls.
Idol culture, baby.
Mm-hmm. Immediately, she has an Oshi. She's like doing the chants.
She is.
She's got the UOs. She's doing mixes.
She's got the signed print.
Mm-hmm. She's all in. So we see our fake Don Momo Nataro. He's fighting some bellboys, right? They attack the rally.
Yes.
And he straight up uses the Juto.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, maybe if you haven't seen Dawn Brothers, there's like a whole arc about these origami creatures that are evil, or not evil, but like they're doing bad shit. And they're made by the Dawn Clan. It's like, it's just, I don't know how to describe it without. It's like, what's a good analogy for this?
They're kind of like just another race. You know, they're just hanging out. But then, was it Don Motaro that was using the Jutsu? I thought that the bad guy was using them.
No, but they were attacking the bellboys, I think.
Oh.
I think he like threw them out.
I guess, okay, yeah. They did do it like that. Yeah. I'm remembering wrong.
Sorry, I can't come up with an analogy, so I'll break it down. Like, imagine if the Power Rangers like threw putties at the monster.
Essentially.
Like, that's basically where we're at. Like, it's that, like, whoa. But yeah, so that happens. I don't think he ever does it again,
in the
which is
end, I guess spoilers for Dawn Brothers, yeah, like they weren't bad guys at all.
No, they're not like a evil race.
Yeah,
but
like
they were doing some fucked up shit.
I'm pretty sure by the end of it, he's chill with them. So like,
I think so. Yeah.
So him using,
but
them
I mean, they were made
isn't.
Yeah, they were made by the Dawn Clan.
Right.
So realistically, I guess in a universe separated from the events of Dawn Brothers, it would make sense that he would have power over the Juto. Right. Maybe
it makes sense in my brain.
Yeah, that blew my mind though. I was crazy. Oh, the Prime Minister has Dawn Brothers cologne. Please put that on the premium Bandai shop.
Hold on. Now I gotta
Dawn
Google
Brothers
to see if it exists.
Oh, there's no way.
I mean, someone's Googled it before. It does, in fact, exist.
No way.
Avataro Sentai Dawn Brothers Dawn Momotaro Ver Eau de Perfume, 60 milliliters. You can get it right now on eBay for $68.
$68? Is it affected by the tariffs?
That is an excellent question.
How much more do
apparently,
I have to pay to smell like
apparently, Sentai themed cologne just exists. They have one for Gotchard. They have one for Zenkaiger. They have one for Gokaiger.
What the
they
fuck?
Have one for King
I wonder if that's
Oger.
the actual prop then in this show.
Like, it is. The bottle is exactly the same. I'm looking at it right now.
That's crazy.
That's insane. We've just stumbled onto an entire new world of
this is a new layer of merch. Yeah.
Just perfume.
What the hell?
Cologne.
Something I just wanted to say, like, we're 3 episodes in right now, and something that's really jumped out at me is just how many locations we've shot at.
Yes.
Like, I feel like a lot of times in Sentai, like, you have like the home base, and then like maybe one part of the city that they're in,
and the quarry,
and then like the big quarry. Yeah. But just so far in this, we've been inside of like a lot of little shops. There's like a different park.
Definitely more scenic. Definitely a lot more world building. And Gozyuger.
I'm just impressed. Like, we have another scene where he just goes into a laundromat, and I don't know. It sounds stupid to say that impresses me, but it does, because I feel like, again, like filming in like every filming location like costs money.
That's true.
And
in
like,
Japan,
Tokusatsu is notorious. Oh yeah, filming in Japan is more expensive,
Right.
I think. And Tokusatsu is kind of notorious for being like cheaply made. You know, it's like essentially they're just commercials for the toys. Like they're not trying to push the envelope.
Right. So I guess in that sense, it does make Gozyugers feel like they had a bit of a bigger budget to work with, or that they care more.
Yeah, I wonder if they did put more into it because it is like a big anniversary. I don't know. But yeah, so he goes into the laundromat. He helps the guy sort. I don't. First of all, the guy that's in the laundromat, he's like, "Oh no, all the dirty clothes and just washed clothes got mixed together, and I don't know which one's which." How does that happen? Like he's got multiple like baskets of clothes that somehow all got mixed together. How does that happen? He's the only one in there. Did a tornado blow through the laundromat?
Why gotta do my man dirty like this? He's trying his
like
hardest.
dead ass. Like, how do you mix up your dirty? Wouldn't the clean ones be wet? How is he just like, oh, I don't know which one's dirty and which one's clean?
Maybe he just pulled them
Oh
out
my
of the
God.
dryer, man. Who knows?
If only there was a boy with super smell who could save me.
Honestly, what a way to highlight his civilian power. Not the smartest way, not the greatest way, but it is a way.
Yeah, Yellow gets to carry in a big ass piano, and then Red gets to smell some guy's laundry.
Oof, man, the stark contrast. I wouldn't even see how Blue hears things. Like,
Yeah, Blue has not heard anything. I've been talking shit about him the whole time. He hasn't heard anything. So the popularity contest, Hoed's kind of like, well, I'm fucked. But he's getting help from the politician Don Momotaro,
right.
who's trying to teach him like how to, shake hands, kiss babies, all
How to
that
be
kind
a
of stuff.
normal, functioning human being.
Except it's a lie. Because when they do the popularity contest, all the votes go to Don Momotaro.
He is a
And
politician.
he's like, well, obviously. Yeah, he's like, everyone loves me. Hoed's like, you were trying to teach me how to be more popular. He's like, yeah, in a world where I don't exist, you would be more popular. I'm willing to call it like this guy seems evil.
He's very politician-esque, and honestly, isn't that just the way of the world?
I guess so. But it is very much like you were talking about the not Taya guy from episode 1, where he's being secretive with his ring because he wants to win it.
Right.
This guy feels like he's just drunk off the power that the ring gives him.
Ooh, that is an excellent point as well. Very different takes on the power.
Mm-hmm. Which is it's cool. I hope they can keep it going. Like if we're gonna have 50 people with rings, I hope each one of them has like a different reaction about it.
I think that there aren't 50 people anymore because we see in the fight with Don Momotaro, he pulls out another ring and he uses it.
Oh, you're right.
He has the Airman ring.
Jetman.
Right.
Which is cute. It's another Inoue show. But he doesn't transform into Jetman. He just gets like the wings
He
from
uses
Jetman.
it more as like a tool or a weapon rather than actually becoming a Jetman.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's like a limitation for the Sentai ring users versus like the Gozyugers. Like maybe the ones with the silver Tegasword can only add like little bits to them versus the Gozyugers, which just get the whole power set.
Ooh, another interesting take. Because we know that the rings are sentient and that they choose their holders. So maybe they have a main ring and every other ring is just supplementary after that.
Oh, like maybe you can only... maybe. I don't know. We don't know how they got these rings. Because blue, we saw turn into Boom Boom Red last episode. Right. And yellow this episode becomes O-Red. Does this mean like they found those Sentai ring users and beat them for their rings? Because we know that they were already partners before we get introduced to them.
Right.
So I'm wondering if like they teamed up and took out like the O-Ranger guy and the Boon Boon guy.
Which is very much a possibility.
Whoever they may have been.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yellow turns into O-Red for like a second to trap Don Momotaro. And man, the O-Red suit with like the gold, you can barely see the yellow. It just looks like he has the gold armor.
Right.
It's pretty nice.
Pretty sick.
Pretty nice. That's why I'm saying like green and blue I think are going to look the worst.
You mean you don't want blue highlights or green highlights?
I don't know. I mean the blue chest armor on Boon Boon Red looked weird. It just looked like unfinished.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure there's got to be at least one armor that green looks good on.
Maybe green. I don't know about blue because it's such a dark blue on that armor.
It clashes pretty hard.
It's very saturated. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I'll watch anything. So they trap the politician in the pyramid. They get attacked by Gozyuger. Oh yeah, and in the background, fuck, I forgot what's her name. Bouquet gets her own mech, and she's fighting Rikuo in Sword Blue.
Yep, and then
but she doesn't know.
She doesn't know. Yeah, that's true.
She doesn't know that Goju Leon is Rikuo. So in her cockpit, she has like a signed checky, like a fan and a banner.
May it rest. Gets blown away as soon as it gets revealed.
Obliterated. She fucks off. Oh, we forgot to mention we meet Goju Unicorn.
Yes, we do.
You were very surprised that her ring made a fucking
gas. It made a horse. It neighed.
I was like, yeah, you don't know it's a unicorn?
Oopsies
Like,
poopsies.
no, I don't know anything. So she was at the cafe earlier. She was complaining about the price of stuff, about their approaches. We don't get too much about her.
Just that she's the secretary of Don. Oh no, not secretary. She's a PI.
I actually wrote down his name. Yeah, she's a detective. She's a number one luxury something detective who's also now his assistant. And his name is Tokunatsu. Tokunatsu, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if he might be returning because she's obviously going to be important.
Yeah, I mean, like we figure, like we said, the ring bearers will be recurring characters because you got to get their ring at some point.
You got to get the rings, bro. Got to collect them.
Unless they just die off screen, I'll be pretty mad if that's what happens. Honestly.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, like, okay, like they've got
theoretically two of them might have already
like,
died.
Just killing them off screen just feels boring, but also at the same time, I get it.
I would hope now that he's been introduced that they wouldn't off screen
him.
Right. Like I don't mind if like you off screen like other ring people that we haven't seen yet.
Right.
But since you went through the effort of like casting him and showing us who he is, I hope you would.
Yeah, you can't give him my boy Scott's favorite Sentai ring and then just off screen him.
You can't fucking kill. First of all, no one can kill Domo Motaro because he'll come back to life. Second of all, you can't kill Domo Motaro off screen because oh my god, I can't fucking believe. I gotta move on. I'm getting too heated. So we get our first look at Goju Eagle. He flies down and then unmorphs into the oldest fucking man you've ever seen in your life.
Listen, he didn't look that old. He looked like a regular old Japanese man.
He's an old Japanese man, and he's like, "Let's take you." What? He's like,
"Yeah, I'll be happy to work.
Look forward to working together." Yeah, even though he kind of attacked at them.
Yeah.
Or did he attack Domomotaro? I don't remember.
I think he was attacking Domomotaro.
They were fighting, and then he shot like at them.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's kind of vague.
Yeah, very vague. So we're gonna get into preview talks a little bit. We're obviously the next episode we see more of Unicorn and a lot of Eagle. So let's get into Eagle because there's something going on with him.
Yeah, you got old man Eagle, and you got
high school Eagle,
a regular old Benjamin Button.
Yeah. So at the very last scene does very much imply that it's the same person.
Right.
We know that the Sentai the rings in general grant the user an extra power. So could he be an old man who's de-aged himself to high school? I think the summary we got from like the press release was that he was like a high school student that's trying to be like a party boy.
Right.
So maybe it's like this old man trying to relive his youth and be like a party boy.
I don't know.
I'm not opposed to it as long as he stays away from the girl.
I suppose so. At the same time, it's kind of like you have to figure this is probably a superpower related to it in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, because we know they have civilian powers. We just don't know what his. Yeah,
so would his civilian power just be to de-age or to control his age at will, maybe? Since he shows himself as the old man at the end.
See, but then when they describe the superpowers, they described it as super and then blank. So it's like, what would that be?
That's true. It's been super hearing, super strength, super smell, super. What's the weird cell that they take from aborted babies? Super stem cells.
Super stem cells.
Super stem cell regeneration.
Loki OP.
Something I'll touch on is like before we got anything about Gozyuger, one of the rumors that I remember hearing about was something about a grandfather, and the theories that I heard was like because it was number 1 Sentai, but it was the 50th. People thought it was going to be like the first ever Sentai passing on like their powers to like their grandkids or something.
That'd be kind of insane.
So I'm wondering if maybe this preview about them being the same person is just like a fake out. And we'll see next episode that like this old man Gozyuger has a grandson who's going to be the new Gozyuger.
Oh, that is an interesting thought.
Which is what I thought at first before that very last scene of the preview where they fade into each other.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Which very much implies that they're the same person. But I've been tricked before. So I'm just going to say it right now that I think there's still a chance that it's a grandpa-grandson kind of thing.
We're in episode 3. Anything can happen at this point.
Anything can happen. If it is if he is de-aging himself, for the love of God, do not show him hitting on the girls, Japan.
Ooh.
I know it's a different culture over there. You have your own funnies. Master Roshi was funny.
It's funny you say that it's funny because it's not that funny.
It is not funny. It is not funny. Please don't do that. Please don't make Gozyuger the pervert ranger.
Oh no. Honestly, we can do without that. He's supposed to be a hero. He's supposed to be like someone for the kids to look up to.
Yeah, he's our first green in a while too.
He is.
So it's not really helping. It's not really helping out the green aesthetic.
It is very true.
You know? But I think that's all I got for Gozyuger.
Yeah.
Unless you got anything else?
No, I'm all done with Gozyuger. It was an interesting set of episodes. Interesting episode 2 and 3. We got references to past Sentai. We got Kamen Rider references-ish. I mean...
Ish. Debatably.
But, you know, I'm still very much looking forward to what this series can provide. Typically, anniversary series, not very well looked upon. A lot of them are pretty badly written.
I think the general consensus usually is like, Sentai anniversary good, Kamen Rider anniversary bad.
Ow.
That's like the sentiment I usually see around like Reddit and stuff.
I mean, I like Decade. I like Geo. What can I say?
What can I say?
That's my hot take. The Tokusatsu take. That's mine.
Oh shit. Piping hot.
Yeah, y'all hating on anniversary Kamen Rider series can just go. I don't need you here.
It very much feels like it feels like not a response, but like it feels like our first big anniversary since like Gokaiger.
That's true.
Which I guess it should because it's 10 years later.
Right.
Even though they've done like Zenkaiger.
Yeah, Zenkaiger was supposed to be 45th anniversary.
45, and then Dawn Brothers had some weird anniversary elements at the beginning for 46. It still feels like this is like the next big anniversary. And I'm impressed. Like it does feel that way. Like so far,
yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It feels like they're putting their ussy into it, if you will.
Okay.
The whole Super Sentai.
Yeah, the whole Sentussy.
Oh, all right. I mean, we're about an hour 40. I think we're just gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna try and remember the outro you did last time.
Tokusatsu.
Maybe we'll keep alternating. Okay.
Guys.
No. I got it. Tokusatsu. Just two guys talking tokusatsu.
Signing out.
We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.
Peace.